Hey guys, what's up? This is a collaboration video. Um, so yeah, I I think I'm gonna put this on both channels. So my channel is holdthemusic97, and I'm Noah, and
My channel's jakebell505, and my name's Jake.
so yeah, we last week, Saturday, we went to a record store in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It was called Double Decker Records, and yeah, we just got around to making the video today because other crap came up. So
Yeah, sorry for the wait.
So yeah, we basically both spent the most we've ever spent on records, and it might not be a huge amount, but we all got new stuff.
Yes.
Personally, most of the time get used stuff because I can get more for my money, but I decided because I had the opportunity to get a lot of new things, and it's mainly because we don't have a lot of actual record stores around us, especially that sell new things. So when I have the chance to go to one or have a ride, that's like I decided to spend money because I probably won't be able to go back.
Double Decker was 45 minutes away. It was a really cool record store, but it's 45 minutes away, so it's not like a daily thing to go to.
Yeah, if we were like older and had our own cars, that would be the one thing. But when you have to get rides from people, that's different. You can't just do that whenever you want.
I mean, it's probably like the coolest record store I've ever been to. Well, aside from Luna Records in Indianapolis, but yeah, it was like. You want to talk about the record store?
Keep going.
It was like, it had like a bunch of stuff. It was focused more on newer stuff, and it had a lot of punk and jazz. That was like most of the.
Well, I think most of the stuff they had was like indie rock. And
yeah, they had a good amount of indie. We didn't really get a lot of indie stuff. Well, Noah got a lot.
I think I did.
Yeah, but yeah, and they also had a lot of like really like lesser known stuff, which we kind of just got based off the covers.
Yeah, that's basically what indie is. But, so yeah, because of the distance, we don't really get to go. But yeah, it was over. It wasn't like incredible, but I mean it was pretty good, and I could spend money there and have a good time there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we each got a lot of stuff, and
Start with the 10-inch.
well, this is on right now. So
Oh, okay.
all right. So yeah, I got a wide variety of things, and so did he. So we're just gonna trade back and forth until we show everything. First one I have playing right now. If any of you know who this artist is, you'll probably recognize him because of the style, type of music and jazz he plays. And I know there's a few people in the VC who are really into him, and other people like Gary Burton, who I think that's how you pronounce it, who play this type of jazz. That's Pat Metheny, Watercolors. That's on right now. I don't know. I've seen him play just regular guitar before, but I know on this one, since he plays 12-string guitar and 15-string harp guitar, which seems pretty insane. And yeah, I've been really impressed with every track on this song, or not on the song, on this album. Another plus is that it's on ECM label, which is pretty notorious for jazz. And I know, like maybe a month or two ago, a lot of people were doing videos, especially Derek, on the ECM label, showing all the things that he has and how basically you should always get stuff on ECM. I didn't really realize that until I got home, but it's just another plus, and definitely check out Pat Metheny if you haven't. And if you don't have this album, definitely get it, because the type of instruments that he's playing are pretty insane. So that's definitely one of my favorites out of stuff I got. So
Alright.
I'm going next.
Going with the jazz theme, I don't have a lot of jazz in my record collection, and so I kind of asked Noah what I should get, because I only have like 5 or 6 jazz records, and I don't have any reissues, so I kind of asked Noah where to start, and he suggested this to me, and it wasn't bad price. So John Coltrane Jazz. Yeah, I love John Coltrane, so it's fast, really good stuff. I don't really know what to say about it. It's John Coltrane, so it's pretty self-explanatory. It was only like $11, which is really good priced. Like that's the cheapest reissue I've ever bought of something. So yeah, that was definitely a nice buy since I don't have any Coltrane in my collection yet, and I'm trying to get more jazz because I really do like jazz. No.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's his second album.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Okay, well, I'll just do all the jazz first, then I have two other jazz ones.
Yeah, you can just do both those.
Alright, I'll do both these before he goes to the next one. Alright, first one is pretty much a jazz standard album. It's a classic album, you know, along with things like Giant Steps and, yeah, just Blue Train, stuff like that. This is Lee Morgan. Lee Morgan played with John Coltrane for a while in his quintet. Probably my favorite trumpet player overall if I had to pick one. I'm really impressed with his playing on Blue Train. I know I mentioned that a few times. I have heard this album several times. This and Sidewinder are probably his favorite, or not favorite, most popular albums. And I actually do have this on CD. I probably showed it before. But, yeah, this is really incredible. I mean, it's nothing too out there, obviously, because it's just a standard album, and it was really made famous when it came out. But on Sidewinder, the tenor saxophone player is, what's his name? Joe Henderson. Yeah, Joe Henderson. He's extremely good on that. And on this one, it's Jackie McLean. He is a alto player, and he's just as impressive. He has a little bit of a different style, but I think it really fits this album and really showcases all the other musicians, including Lee Morgan himself. They have a really, really good rhythm section. I'm not sure if this is the same on Sidewinder or not, but it's Bobby Timmons, Paul Chambers, and Art Blakey. You can't really get better than that. That's pretty much a perfect rhythm section, and all the musicians sort of do their thing, and it really comes out perfectly. So yeah, definitely check out this album. It only has 4 tracks, and they're pretty long and just really good. So that's Leeway by Lee Morgan. Oh yeah, alright. Next one, Sonny Stitt. I don't want to say recently, but recently I've gotten really into him. I've known who he was for a while, but recently I've really gotten into him. And I don't really know about this album, but when I was there, Jake told me that he saw the Sonny Stitt over by the jazz section, so I definitely wanted to check that out. There's a lot of other stuff there, but because I was in the new vinyl sort of state of mind, I just decided to go with this because it was really cheap. It was only like $9, I think. And this is Sonny Stitt Tune-Up. Again, I haven't heard of this. I have a lot of his stuff digitally. These I think I've heard of Barry Harris and Sam Jones before. Alan Dawson, I'm not too sure who that is, but yeah, this is a really good album, and I didn't really know of it. Some songs that stand out. He does a really fast version of I Got Rhythm on side B, and another one on side B is Blues for Present Bird. Present Bird, obviously Lester Young and Charlie Parker, and I think he does a good job of showcasing both of their styles into it. He kind of morphs both of their styles into that song, along with his own style, and I think it's really interesting to see those 3 things come together. So this is another really good album, and obviously there's a bunch of standards on here that he just does a great job of. So that's Tune Up by Sonny Stitt. Definitely check that out if you're into Sonny Stitt or jazz in general. So yeah.
Alright, well, this is completely different than any of the albums we've talked of before. This is Bad Brains, self-titled, first album. So I wanted to listen to some hardcore punk to just like look into the genre or whatever, and one of the albums everyone said was really good was this, obviously, and a lot of people said it's the best hardcore album ever made. So I downloaded it from my iPod, and I really liked it, and I was listening to it a lot, so I saw this, and it was only like $14, so I bought it. Yeah, if you've never heard this album before, it's really fast, aggressive, and unlike a lot of the hardcore punk at the time, they're actually pretty talented musicians. Like, in comparison to Black Flag's guitar solos, which are just random notes, these are actually a little more in a key. Yeah, and what's kind of interesting is, unlike a lot of hardcore albums, there's like 4 reggae songs on here, so it's like really aggressive, and then it's like spiritual, like.
Well, I think the musicians kind of like show.
Yes. Yes, they're a bunch of African American Rastafarians. Yeah, I'd only heard the name, so then I was looking up pictures of them, and it's definitely not how I had expected Bad Brains to look, but that makes it even cooler. So yeah, this is a really good album. My only complaint, and a lot of people say this, is the quality of the recording isn't good at all, but that's because it was like early 80s punk and they could not afford nice recording. But some of their later albums are actually have a lot better like production, but this is just really kind of crappy in terms of that. Other than that, it's awesome.
And a lot of the stuff we got, including that one that he just showed, came with MP3 downloads as well. So I know they're starting that with vinyl on Amazon, but they also do that a lot at record stores.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, so that's just a plus. Next one actually doesn't have that, but this is one that we both got. It was actually only $3, so I'm just gonna show mine since it's the same one.
Yeah, we had never heard of these guys.
The name of the band is Box the Compass, and it's called Run the Easting Down. This is a 10-inch, and I looked up the band, and I can't find anything at all about them, so they must be really local or something. They're, I don't know exactly what you may. Definitely a type of metal. They do use harsh vocals, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like a deathcore or like screams. It's more like It's kind of like if you were to take thrash, something like Slayer, and instead of using normal vocals, use like harsh vocals. What I kind of compared it to was the Clash with harsh vocals, and even though that's a punk band, I can just see elements of that within.
They're kind of like in between metal and punk. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say they don't have like the complexity of like a death metal band or anything, but they kind of have like the vocals are more like in between. It's not like death growls or anything. It's just kind of like a scream. If
you know who the band The Textures is, or the Acacia Strain, the vocals are somewhat similar to that.
Yeah, kind of.
Alright, so on the inside it comes with this little, insert. It has lyrics on the back.
I haven't seen that. That artwork's kind of cool.
Yeah, cool, like Viking sort of artwork. The vinyl was the main thing that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
I don't have really any colored vinyl in my collection, especially when I got this. I got Sonic Series 2 since then, which is colored. But besides that, I think I only had one other thing that was in red. So this is kind of a gray silver kind of marble, and I think it really looks cool. It really
that is cool.
Goes with all the colors. The first side is 33 RPM, and the second side is 45. I'm guessing, besides just the fact that that's cool and unusual, they probably did that because the amount of songs they had were like an awkward amount that wouldn't really normally fit. So yeah, I would definitely prefer the second side of this though. I don't really know specifics on it. I'm not gonna go through songs, but if I had to choose a side that I liked, I would have to choose the second side, which is the 45.
Yeah.
So if you know anything about this band, I would be surprised because I haven't heard anything about them. But
yeah, I'm kind of curious
them around.
About them.
I would pick them up for cheap. Again, we got this for $3.
Yeah, that's the main reason we bought this.
I probably wouldn't buy this. I'd probably get it for like $5, but I really wouldn't go past that. I mean, it's not wonderful, but it's cool, especially because of the color of the vinyl.
The music isn't bad, and like that's the only 10-inch I have, so like for the overall package, it's definitely worth, what was it, like $3? Yeah, it's definitely worth that. I mean, you can't go wrong if you're getting like gray marble vinyl.
Yeah, so that's Box the Compass, whatever how you may pronounce it, and that's Run the Easting Down. So yeah.
Alright, this next one is a newer release, and I actually found out about these guys because I was listening to the band Minor Threat, and I found out their lead vocalist runs or helps run a record label called Discord Records. And just out of curiosity, I looked up their website, and it's not published by them, but I don't know. This was on it, so maybe it's like they're like have some business relation with these guys or something. I don't know. And I listened to their Bandcamp. I really liked it. And this is the Shirks. This is like their third or fourth album or something. It's not their first, but it's a self-titled. And they call themselves garage punk, all subgenres and stuff. But it's basically punk and with like kind of a lo-fi feel to it. Like if any of you have ever heard of Ty Segall, he's got a kind of like rock with a really like lo-fi, I guess, recording on purpose. But yeah, and what's cool is this is a 12-inch, but it's all at 45 RPM, both sides, and it's 8 songs. It's not a long album, but it's really energetic and yeah, good.
I feel like you could only put 45 RPM like on a 12-inch for punk.
Yeah.
Like if you have that many songs on it. Like
Yeah.
they have
It's not a
12-inch
long
singles,
album.
but because of how long punk songs are, there's 4 on each side.
Yeah. It's a little longer than like, it's not like 1-minute songs or anything, but it's like 2-3 minutes. So it's nothing lengthy or anything. So, yeah.
Alright, next one. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce the band, but I did find them online. I'm gonna say Enon for just that's how I would pronounce it. It's spelled E-N-O-N. From this, it would look like it would just be none being repeated, but I looked it up and it's actually Enon, E-N-O-N. The name of this album is called Grass Geysers. Yeah, Grass Geysers and Carbon Clouds. And they don't have that on the front, but they have it on the back, so that's the front. That's the back. It's pretty cool artwork. It actually somewhat reminds me of Sonny's too, just the color scheme. And it has this cool mirror, wrong side, sorry. This cool mirror sort of thing. And yeah, that's the back, sort of like a factory thing, sort of like the Pink Floyd Animals.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of that.
So yeah, this is not really similar to the other stuff I got, but I would say it's a lot more upbeat than the other stuff. It's not really as relaxed, but it's more of a typical kind of rock and pop sort of thing. I mean, it's not really bad, but it wasn't anything different, you know? It was like it was just typical, I want to say, but it wasn't bad. It was typical like rock pop. It wasn't awful. It wasn't that much anyway. My favorite song would have to be on side 2, which is track 2, Mr. Rat-a-tat-tat. Everything else, it's not amazing, but if I had to pick one, that would be my song. Everything else is good. I mean, they had some interesting things, but overall it's just somewhat simple of an album. But
Is it like soft rock kind of stuff, or
not
like?
really.
Oh yeah,
It's a
you
little
showed
more
me the
upbeat.
one track, that kind of
It's
stuff.
just a little more up, not like just like typical pop rock,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Yeah,
and there's
they weren't anything like unique or anything.
there's a girl and a guy vocalist in this too, and they kind of trade songs. Like sometimes they'll both be in one, but most of the times like the guy sings one, and then the next track is the girl, and then it keeps going like that. But yeah, not bad. I'm not disappointed. I discovered them. Definitely cool artwork. I know they have a few inserts in here. I'm not going to show them, but this did come with an MP3 download as well. So check them out. I'll try to put all of these things we're talking about in the description too. So yeah, that's Enon, E-N-O-N.
That's always something that annoys me. Like, if you have a vocalist and you're not like a usually instrumental band or something like that, like, why can't you just have one vocalist?
I don't think it's a bad touch. I think it adds. If you were to hear it, I think it adds.
Yeah,
Fine.
I haven't listened to the album, but I feel like it might depend on the band, but like sometimes the kind of like feel of it is broken if it's a different vocalist.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So the next thing I got is from, what the heck was their name? It's what? My Turn to Win, I think they're called. And I bought this solely based on the artwork. It's this freaking awesome, sketchy, hand-drawn thing. And it's obviously local made, locally, like, it's a local band. Never heard of them. They're kind of like, and it's actually really cool. It's got this blue, and then the other side is like their vocalist. You can't play this side, obviously. Yeah, it's blue. It's really heavier metal. I wouldn't say it's deathcore necessarily, or death, or any of that. It's a little. It's got a bit of a slower pace, but not. It's not like something like the Melvins or whatever. Like not that kind of slow pounding rock. It's more like its own thing, like kind of like moderate speed. They're not bad. They're nothing special, and I like metal, so I kind of was glad I got this for a cheap price. The only problem is it doesn't actually have a sleeve. It's just so you can tell it's like really locally made. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to do that at the end since we both have the?
Yeah, sure. Here, I'm gonna put on something else real quick. The music ended. Here, you can do your next one.
Alright. So the next is from this band. I picked up a lot of stuff just randomly, and so did Noah. A band called Fireteam Charlie. I just thought the album artwork was kind of cool. It's a guy jumping off a building with a bunch of tanks surrounding it and explosions and stuff. I like the kind of hand-drawn feel, and the title is in Japanese, or yeah, I think that's Japanese. So I obviously can't read that, but yeah, it's a local band, and like the other thing with the robot whose name I can't remember, it's not an actual album. It doesn't have a sleeve. Yeah, it's got this little insert. Musically, they're sort of like Box the Compass, sort of, but I'd say Box the Compass is more like veering towards metal, where this is a little more on the punk side, but they all punk hard rock. Like, I don't really know what to classify this as. Like, the vocals kind of put me off. From a musical standpoint, they're not bad, but the vocals were kind of like, I don't know, like a weird screamo band or something, and that's not the kind of music I enjoy listening to. But he wasn't necessarily bad, and it wasn't like something like Black Veil Brides or whatever, the guys that dress like freaks. But it wasn't my favorite, but for the $5 I bought it for, it's nice. I listened to it a couple times, and I'll probably listen to it again. So.
All right, I have 2 more to show
that
just I had, and then we both got one from the same artist. Next one was a band called The Clientele, and this is God Save the Clientele. This is cool. This is like really heavy vinyl too. I'm pretty sure it's like 200 gram vinyl. The sleeve is really thick and has like a nice texture, and everything is just really clean. And I'm pretty sure I got this for only like $5 or $10.
Really?
So yeah, this band is pretty cool. I looked this up. I looked the band up, and this is probably their most popular album. I don't know if it's their only one, but this is the one I saw kept coming up.
What kind of music are they?
It's kind of like, I'm trying to figure out what to compare it to. It's not like a upbeat typical rock or anything like that.
No.
But it's more like calmer stuff at times, but it can get more upbeat. But I don't think it's as typical as that other artist that I showed. It is.
Is it like indie or like?
Yeah, I guess I would just call it that.
I mean, more downbeat kind of stuff, or
somewhat. it's they had at times they had more musically impressive things going on than at other times, but they had simple stuff at points. Yeah, just normal vocals. Nothing really too insane. Just normal rock. I mean, I can't really put my finger on it. I don't want to call it typical because it's not really typical.
Yeah.
But the vocals are really nice. It's pretty calm, and then at other times they have a different feel going on, but it's nothing harsh, upbeat, or anything like that. Nothing close to metal or punk or anything. Just somewhat soft rock, I guess you could say. Yeah, I can't really put my finger on the exact, because there's like a vast, there's a difference in they go through somewhat of a difference of genres like throughout the album, but they're pretty similar. But I mean, yeah, that's just kind of calm, just rock. Not too calm. This next one I'm gonna show is pretty much really calm all throughout, and the thing that really got me for this was the cover, which is like reflecting. The band is called Yo Tengo. Obviously, that's Spanish. I didn't really know about them before this song, as well as the other ones.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The album is called, I forget what the album is called. Damn it. You can't like read it because it's so. Wait, it might say it on the side. Oh, Fade. That's what it's called. Yo La Tango Fade. This is just really just calm rock throughout. I don't want to say like Jack Johnson because it's not really that style, but it's the same like amount of like calmness throughout, and just like soft vocals and soft guitar and everything.
Is it acoustic or like?
No, it's not acoustic, but it's not like distorted guitar.
Yeah.
It's like if you were
just like clean. No.
Yeah, really like clean and calm stuff. And they also they do have a girl vocalist. As the main vocalist is a guy, but they have some girl vocalists like come in
like
but
backup.
Somewhat, but it's not like it doesn't dominate anything. And this is really good. I got this for pretty cheap as well. It was really cool, and the artwork obviously makes it as well. But it's really calm and just easy to listen to music. It's nothing too harsh or makes you think like the artist that we're about to get into now.
All right. Well, I'll just briefly introduce this. These guys are talked about a lot on the VC, and when we came there and this stuff was used and new and it wasn't that expensive, I'd kind of been wanting to look into them, and so had Noah. So, yeah, we kind of just went with it and got this. And the band is just Acid Mother's Temple. And if you don't know who they are, they're a Japanese, like, super psychedelic, I guess, rock.
Yeah, what they originally do with the founding member, what his goal was, is to take already well-known music and basically make it as trippy as possible. Yeah. Make the listener feel like they were on acid when they really weren't. So they would take like things like Grateful Dead albums, which I'm pretty sure you would already feel pretty messed up listening to that, but
they did
Bitches Brew
yeah,
by Miles Davis, and just other tracks and things where they kind of took their own version of it and made it really, really trippy. And all the rest of their music is really trippy, but they do have original things.
This, they do, and the main guitarist is like the main member, and then there's like the drummer, I think, or the keyboardist, and his name's Kawabata Makoto, I think. And like in addition to doing like the cut and snip and like editing all that stuff, they also do like a lot of jams. And this is from the most popular, like, I guess, form of the band, and that's the Acid Mother's Temple and the Melting Paraiso U.F.O.
Paraiso?
I think that's how it's pronounced. My dad said it's Spanish. I don't know.
I didn't know. Sequoia Flame that was talking about it. That's not how he pronounces it.
Hi.
Just Paraiso or something.
Hey, I have no idea. Anyways, that's their most popular like group, I guess. But they also do like, there's literally like 20 other groups, and they release albums off them. But yeah. So you can talk about your album, I guess.
All right. Well, yeah, mine is from the same form that they have, and the name of my album is Reoccurring Dream and Apocalypse of Darkness. Wonderful. Really trippy artwork, front, back, inside, same idea.
Oh, Japanese people.
So yeah, just extremely trippy. Comparing mine to him, there's always one reoccurring thing throughout the entire album. For mine, it was just a distorted note on a guitar playing throughout the entire thing, and they would do other things on top of that to kind of complement it and make it really, really, really trippy.
Yeah.
On the first side, this is a double LP, by the way. On the first side of the first LP, was probably the trippiest one. You know, they had that one note going and they were jamming on it, and then they would have like weird like backward chants going as well. And,
Dude, that's what was on mine.
and it kind of got it was never not trippy, but that was the trippiest, and then like the rest of it was like essentially the same idea but not as bad. I wouldn't call it bad, it was cool, but not as trippy. And yeah, the first LP was one song, just like 2 parts, and the second LP was one song, 2 parts. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the name of the songs because they're freaking crazy, but
What are the names of them? Oh, alright.
so yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting to listen to. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not dinner table music. It makes you really think.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this band was made for you to drop acid to.
Hence
But,
the
I
acid
don't
in
wa-
their name.
I don't want to get too into that, but I'll let him talk about it.
Yeah, my album, after the day I bought this, someone posted on the Facebook that this is like the weirdest album from them he's ever heard. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I want to listen to this now. And a lot of it is just droning one note weirdness. Like the first side of it is literally an organ playing a note, and then just like screams and like distorted drums in the background, like occasionally going off, and then it gets really loud and then it just stops. And this album is In Zero to Infinity. It's got awesome front artwork, back's really cool, trippy obviously, and then the inside's all black and white lines, kind of look like Jewish stars.
David.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first song on it is like the droniest, like the one note is in the background the entire song. And then also the last song on the album, which is In Infinity, is also pretty trippy. And then the rest is like kind of jamming, but not really. Like if you've ever watched some of their live stuff, it's not really like that. It's like a lot. It's just kind of brought out, like, and there's one song per side, and this is also a double LP like Noah's. So yeah, and we've really actually been interested in these guys ever since we bought the albums, and like I really like them.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
Yeah, and I've been really getting into this artist, and mainly more just psychedelic music that makes you think more. Aside from music that you know, just easy listening music, which I've listened to stuff that was hard to listen to before, but not this intense. Like obviously as like someone who loves music as us, we would want to get into more just intricate stuff, and like we've really been into jazz and progressive rock and stuff like that. That makes you think, and that really shows a high level of musicianship between bands and things. That's what people like us look for.
Yeah.
But when it gets to this level where you can't even imagine that something like this would exist, then that really opens another door and really gives another path to go down to find stuff that we would really be interested in.
Like I literally listened to the first side of this album and my head was hurting. Not because it was bad, because it was like, holy crap, how was music like this even made?
Yeah, when I did, I listened to with headphones, because one, it was late at night, and two, it would probably sound better just because you could have everything, you know,
Yeah.
focused. And yeah, I really felt sick after that. And to have music do that to you, even though feeling sick isn't a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's
That's pretty
achievement.
powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people say early Pink Floyd is psychedelic. People say a lot of Grateful Dead stuff is psychedelic, but
And it fits under that category.
yeah, but like this stuff is like this is like them, and this is Acid Mother's Temple. Like they're a whole level above them.
And I think you have somewhat of an idea going into it because of the name, but it's really still, even with that, you don't really have any idea until you listen to them.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I had an album on my computer from them, but like one of the reasons I like vinyl is like you put it on and like you don't have to listen to it, but it makes you want to listen through the album more. So like once I actually listened through the entire album, like I didn't really appreciate them until I did, and that really helped me get into them.
Yeah. That's another conversation on how that can impact how much you actually appreciate and get into.
Yeah, well, yeah,
music. But so yeah, that's really all we got.
Yeah.
I have Sonisters 2 playing on in the background in case anyone was wondering, and yeah, that was a good stop for us, a good store to go to because we don't really get that opportunity much, and it's cool to share with everyone.
Yeah, definitely be looking forward to stuff like this in the future. Since we talk about music a lot, we're probably going to be going to record stores, thrift stores together and stuff, so collab videos won't be something impossible. Like this isn't a one-time thing, and we might go to Double Decker in the future, but it won't be a common thing because it's like an hour away.
Alright, yeah, well that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and
this will be on both channels.
Yeah, so I'll see you in the next one that I make, and same for
see you.
him.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching.
Bye.